What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tales from the Trash Can. I'm your host, SidsLight, and today we are talking about the movie Black Phone. It was pretty entertaining. It was an interesting concept. I can't think of a movie that's really similar to it, at least enough that it feels like a rip. But it was a pretty entertaining movie. Ethan Hawke stars in it as the villain, as it were, and overall, really impressed with the movie. It was my second time seeing it. Still got me to jump at one part with a good camera cut. Really good. So, on to the plot. The first, 20 minutes in the movie is getting you to know the character, the main character, and his sister, which is always important in a horror movie, otherwise you don't care what happens to the person. Well, you do, but you don't care as much as if you don't know them, as if you know them, So, it starts off with that, and there's this guy called the Grabber that's been abducting kids. It leads up to the main character, of course, getting abducted fairly early into the movie, and locked into this basement while Ethan Hawke basically bides his time until he's ready to dispose of him, so to speak. The kid then starts getting phone calls from the phone on the wall that he can hear people who have died talking to him through it, the other kids. And at that point is when the movie really starts to get going. That's only like 30 minutes into it, too. The movie starts to get going from there, and it's a pretty solid movie. I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but I did like the way that the whole movie unfolded. The ending could have been better, but it wasn't bad by any means. The plot did, at a few points, get a little... you had to have a little bit extra suspension of disbelief at points. You know what I mean? Just because it was so out there at times. As for the stars, the kids were great in the movie. Dewey from Justified was their dad. He was an asshole. You hated him. He did his part great. And Ethan Hawke was phenomenal. Ethan Hawke has done great in horror movies so far. I loved him in Sinister as well. As that, oh man, what was it? I don't know if it was technically a horror movie. The one where it was like a vampire society, and he was like a vampire who cured himself. I don't know. It was a decent movie. I forget what it was called though. Anyways, on to the effects. The effects are pretty solid. Mostly you just see cut up aftermath of like what had happened to the kids through the markings on their ghosts that you see at points. Outside of that, nothing too crazy. Someone gets a hatchet through the head. Nothing too crazy. Where the effects were needed, they looked good. Overall, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the movie a solid 4.5. I was leaning toward a 4 because the plot is a little out there at times, but then I thought about it and I'm like, that's kind of standard in horror. That's pretty normal. The acting was good. The effects were good. It was an original story. It still got a jump scare out of me, even though I had seen the movie before, so kudos. I enjoyed the movie, 4.5. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the movie, or if there are any other horror movies you'd like me to review. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.